Hello, welcome to Picture Recaps. Without wasting time, let's start the video. Today's movie's title is Old. In Africa, there is an attack by a high-tech civilization. The commando sees how their weapons literally incinerate his comrades. A sudden explosion throws the man back. He falls and loses consciousness. The man wakes up in a cell at the police station. He is wounded and does not understand how he got here. On his arm is a tattoo with a circle and a dash. He touches a piece of wire and all the electrical wiring in the room sparks. Finding an iron bowl and wiping it down, the man cannot recognize himself in the reflection because he has lost his memory. Having found a nail, the commando begins to scratch the bricks with which the window is blocked. Pulling one out, he sees an impenetrable fog in which a fighter flies. The man starts calling for help, but a female voice from a nearby cell tells him to shut up. The woman's name is Nadia and she tells the guy not to make a fuss or they'll be discovered. He asks the girl a lot of questions, but only realizes that he is completely confused. The commando can't even remember his own name. Nadia informs him that she worked as a doctor for 2 years at a local hospital for foreigners. All of a sudden, all the electrical appliances around begin sparking and the woman says that they are approaching. She asks the man if he remembers the intrusion, but the answer is again no. Nadia says that the aliens are not only here, but all over the world. The commando says that he is not going to die here and begins to call for help. Nadia is angry because people in this new world are even more dangerous than robots. She picks up a shard of glass and hides it. Bandits enter the precinct, one of whom first kills a prisoner. The ringleader asks Nadia who locked her up and who she works for. The girl replies that she does not speak this dialect, but it is spoken by a commando. The ringleader says that Nadia will go with him, but the man does not agree. The criminals decide to take the commando as a prisoner and open the cage. He immediately enters into a fight with them and falls out of the window along with one of the bandits. The ringleader is about to attack Nadia, but she hits him with a piece of glass and takes the gun away. On the street, the bandit tries to hit the man with a shocker, but he catches him with his hand and the attacker himself receives a current discharge. He does not have time to understand what happened, as an alien robot approaches him and the commando has to flee. The robot should attack, but for some reason it leaves the last moment. Meanwhile, Nadia kills the leader of the bandits. The commando arrives. The woman sees a piece of a tag with the letters BO on his t-shirt and says that she will now call him that. The couple acquires weapons and leaves the site. Nadia informs Bo that there is an American base dozens of kilometers away. Through binoculars, the man sees a car that may be on the move, and offers to go there in it. The woman is skeptical about the idea, because at the base, most likely, everyone has been dead for a long time. Bo says that he does not intend to give up and believes that his colleagues remain there. The man prepares the car for the trip while Nadia watches. Bo makes fun of the fact that he can change wheels but doesn't know his own name. He finds a walkie-talkie, and the woman manages to find some food and water. Peering from the mirror, Bo suddenly remembers the attack of the aliens. The couple travels through the African wastelands. The man notes that Nadia handles weapons well, for a doctor. She says that she was a military doctor and sometimes she had to shoot. Suddenly, the car is shot at and they have to move into a ditch. Nadia says it's the Kenyan army, but she knows enough of their dialect to negotiate. The woman tries to say that they are going to the territory of the American troops, so they should let them through. But the leader informs them that there are no American military men here. Another military man asks Bo to raise his hand and notices a tattoo on it. Bo takes the machine gun from him and starts shooting. After killing everyone except the leader and his subordinate, the commando is trying to find out what this symbol means and what does the satellite dish have to do with it. The ringleader informs them that such a sign is visible on the satellite dish of a carefully guarded radar station located in the mountains near the border. Bo asks why they attack them. To this the ringleader replies that many are sure that the Americans called the aliens through satellites. The military woman tries to attack the man, but he stops her. Bo immediately receives a new batch of memories about a colleague asking to finish him off. The man takes the car from the military and they drive on. After washing his hand, Bo sees an arrow carved into it, pointing to the tattoo. Nadia concludes that the man used to be in the special forces, since he speaks several languages and has combat skills. She believes that it is dangerous to go to the radar station, but the commando intends to get there. Because of the minefields, the couple have to turn through the ruined city. They are noticed by an alien who rushes in pursuit of the car. Soon the power goes out in the car and Nadia and Bo have to continue on foot. In the evening, Bo tries unsuccessfully to contact someone on the walkie-talkie. Not getting the desired result, he tries to order a pizza, which makes Nadia laugh. But soon the woman remembers that her whole family was in Paris, and since the most severe attacks fell on world capitals, she no longer had relatives. Bo wonders if he had any relatives. Their conversation is interrupted by flying fighters, from which the man concludes that humanity has not yet lost. With each day of their journey, the couple is getting closer and closer to the base on the border. On the river bank, they meet an injured photographer named Stander. He believes that he will die soon and even refuses Nadia's medical assistance. The photographer says that with the advent of the first alien ships, he swore that he would shoot what was happening until the battery ran out. He shows them a chronicle of the invasion, which began with the capture of power grids, which is why the world around them immediately began to crumble. He is especially proud of the picture in which a child throws a stone at an android as a demonstration of the invincible human spirit. Stander believes the photo could inspire an uprising. An explosion is heard in the distance and it's time to hide. They take the photographer with them. He notices Bo's tattoo and says that he was recently near the radar station where they are heading. According to Stander, his camera can help them find their way to the plate. All he asks in return is to finish him off so that he does not have to suffer for days from his wound. Bo refuses to do so. They hear a robot approaching and the commando tells everyone to be quiet. Stander starts making noise and says that Bo will have to shut him up himself. This situation again evokes memories of a dying colleague. With self-disgust, the last will of the photographer is fulfilled by Nadia, who chocks him. The alien has already left, so without saying a word to each other, they move on. From the photographs, the couple really manages to establish a suitable route. They continue to move towards the border. One evening, Bo is still trying to remember what happened during the alien invasion. Still without understanding anything, he covers the sleeping Nadia. During the next stop along the coordinates from the pictures, the camera battery runs out. The woman is upset, but Bo is sure they are pretty close now. In the shed, the man finds a car in which they continue their journey. Suddenly, they meet a whole army of alien invaders, who immediately begin to pursue them. Under fire, the couple makes it to an abandoned house. As it's being surrounded, Bo and Nadia take refuge in the basement. The building collapses and Bo hugs Nadia. When everything calms down, they are going to kiss each other, but after a second the roof collapses and an unknown ship takes Nadia. Bo wakes up in the ruins of a house with a cut in his leg from a piece of wood. Using a stick as a support, the man still gets to the radar station. But in its place, he finds only smoldering ruins. The building on which the dish is installed is also on fire. Bo feels desperate. On one of the walls, the commando sees the inscription "Resistance" with an arrow painted with fresh paint. He looks in the direction of the arrow and sees a city over which fighter jets are flying. Having entered the city and sat down near the same mark, Bo begins to wait. He sees a group of people who manage to kill the alien with something. Soon, lighter models approach him, scan the man's face and for some reason leave. This event awakens new memories of what really happened on the day of the invasion. After the fall, Bo got to his feet and even knocked out one of the aliens with a bazooka. Then he met a wounded comrade who asked to be killed. He is sure that the war is lost and no one will come. Bo tells the co-worker that to live is to fight, and to fight is to live. He then shoots the man in the head. An unconscious Bo is brought to the rebel camp. A girl named Kara and a guy named Juma visit him. They report that immediately after the attack, doctors set up a camp here to help local residents. Bo tells the couple his travel story and says he intends to free Nadia. Juma tells him that this is impossible, because those who were taken by the ship never return. Kara, on the other hand, wonders why the ship took Nadia and not Bo himself. They bring the man to a military engineer named Roderick. He is just finishing testing a large electromagnetic emitter. The engineer intends to place it under the alien ship and blow it up. He also can't figure out why the ship didn't take Bo. Suddenly, a large number of robots attack the city. Juma believes they tracked them down somehow. This will unlock the final fragment of Bo's memories. After killing a colleague, he tries to fight the robots, but one of them grabs the commando and puts some kind of device in him. Bo carves an arrow on his arm pointing to the tattoo and passes out. He informs the rebels that something was implanted in him and that is why the invaders came to the city. Bo believes that the aliens mark some people to be taken to others. Kara wants to shoot Bo, but he says that since the aliens are after him, he can take them away from here. The angry girl tells him that it's too late. Bo says that he is the only one who can place an EMP under the invaders' ship. Joining forces, they begin to develop a plan. The commando will have to carry the emitter through the system of tunnels under the city in order to quietly get close to the ship. At the medical center, Bo sees Nadia, but it turns out that he just imagined. The man with several rebels pass through the tunnels and enter the city. One of the fighters is blown up by a booby trap, which immediately betrays their presence. The squad embarks on another journey under the city, where they are attacked by a robot. Before dying, he manages to injure Kara. Realizing that she can't go any further, she delays the aliens, sacrificing herself. A huge ship flies towards the city while robots gather people into a crowd that it will take away. Bo and Roderick prepare to approach the ship. Before that, the commando frees people by blowing up one of the drones with a grenade. Panic sets in and the crowd tries to run back to the underground shelter. The robots kill two of Roderick's partners, who helped him carry the emitter, and Bo rushes to his aid. Meanwhile, the ship is getting closer and closer. With one of the shots, The man is thrown back again, and something breaks on the emitter. The people in the hideout are arming themselves to make their last stand against the invaders. Roderick tries to start the emitter, but the battery does not turn on. To buy some time for the engineer, Bo picks up a rock from the ground and throws it at the robot. The rest of the crowd immediately follows suit. In the underground shelter, fighters also fight robots with improvised means. The ship is getting closer. Suddenly, Bo remembers all the times he interacted with electricity and finds a solution. He grabs the defeated robot with one hand, and the emitter with the other, becoming a conductor. The device works and all the robots around die. The ship also crashes and explodes. Once again remembering Nadia, Bo comes to his senses. Memories are starting to come back to him. But to Roderick's question about what his name is after all, the man replies that now he will be Bo. Thanks for watching and subscribe to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, just hit the subscribe button so you can watch more videos like